It is so beautiful here on Vancouver Island. We're lucky to call this area home. But when it comes time to leaving Vancouver Island, for many of us, that means using BC Ferries. Is that a source of frustration, or do you just go with the flow? That's what we're looking into today on Go Island. Today on Go Island, speed dating for the arts in Qualicum Beach, an artistic lesson in culture in Port Alberni, a road trip to Salt Spring Island, and cooking with fire is ready to launch. That and more today on Go. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. I'm Kate Bergen. You've probably heard by now that fares are going up again on BC Ferries. There's a 4% increase for each of the next 3 years, By 2015, it's going to cost a family of four about $220 to get from Vancouver Island to the mainland and then back again. Of course, there has also been some cancellations of sailings at the Duke Point terminal. We're going to look into how islanders, how travelers feel about that on this edition of Go. We're going to head over to Port Alberni now. Nancy Wilmot introduces us to a traditional Chinese artist who worked with a group of artists in Port Alberni for the opportunity of a lifetime if you enjoy water painting. But before that, it's high-speed dating of a different kind, not to set up a love match, but to set up a local community group with an arts group in Qualicum Beach. Here's Annette Lucas. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4, and we're hanging out of the foot passenger departure and arrivals here at Departure Bay Ferry Terminal. We're talking about cost. It was announced recently that ferry fares aboard BC Ferries are going to increase by 4% per year for the next 3 years. That's 12%. By the time 2015 rolls around, it's going to cost a family of four about $220 to head over to the mainland and back on the major routes. This gentleman has spent some time in New Zealand, and you don't think it's very expensive here?
No, I don't think it's very expensive. In fact, I think it's quite reasonable. And really, 4% increase is cost of living. So it's not really going up, is it? If you look at it from that point of view.
Okay.
It's easy to bellyache, but what have they got here? And then they say we should get faster ferries. But then they did that in New Zealand, but the wash created, they have to slow down. They have faster ferries, but they've got to slow down. So they're no faster.
So you wouldn't agree then that the BC Ferry system should be a part of our transportation
No,
highways, and that
no.
it should be accessible to everyone whether they can afford it or not?
Well, I mean, that's life, isn't it?
Okay.
You know, you can't afford everything, you know.
Yeah, and then seniors, of course, get on for free.
Monday to Friday, or Monday to Thursday, inclusive.
Okay.
And it costs you nothing. So, and you get the bus at Horseshoe Bay, downtown Vancouver, for $2.50.
Right.
And you get to the airport for $2.50. So, like, hello.
So you think it's in line with the cost of living
of course
and
it is.
reasonable for the service that you're getting?
Yes, very reasonable.
Thank
and
you.
the fact that BC residents get the senior rate is magic.
Yeah. Some people might think that the non-seniors are subsidizing the seniors then.
Well, we've paid it all our life,
Okay.
haven't we? You want to see my tax bill?
Thank you for sharing very much. Do you think that it's too expensive to travel on BC Ferries?
I think it is now, yes. I was born and raised in Paul River, and my family lives in Comox. So to come back and forth only cost $5, and to go back was free. But for $15 for an adult, I think is quite excessive, yes.
Okay. Does it stop you from going as often as you'd like to?
Absolutely. Yes, I live on the mainland. My family is on the island, and for me to commute back and forth is very expensive.
Okay.
Especially if, like, for a car, it's over $70 for me to get on the ferry.
Right, and that's just for you in a car?
That's me in my car, yeah.
You in a car. Thank you for sharing. It definitely is a polarizing issue. Some people think that it's way too expensive. The other gentleman says it's in line with the cost of living. There's a couple ladies here. They're not waiting to get on the ferry. I think they're waiting for some people to get off. Do you think that it's too expensive to travel on BC Ferries?
I don't. I think that it's reasonable, and prices have to go up due to fuel, and seniors do get to travel Monday through Thursday free.
Can you understand how maybe for a family traveling, young kids, a car?
Yes, it can be expensive, and maybe they have to go a little bit less. Or
Yeah.
something.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. Maybe they need some, I don't know what's been talked about, a discount rate for people who live on the island, Vancouver Island residents getting some kind of regular discount like the seniors do. And I know that there is a Coast Saver Fare in effect at certain times of year out at Duke Point. Again, you can check the BC Ferries website for full details on the most cost-efficient time and way to travel. We'll be back with more on this edition of Go Island. Still ahead today on Go, cooking with fire behind the scenes of a new show for Shaw TV, being prepared at the Victoria Airport, and a road trip to Salt Spring. That's coming up today on Go. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4, and today we are at the Departure Bay Ferry Terminal talking to people about different aspects, different issues surrounding BC Ferries. Is it too expensive? Is it too inconvenient? Or is it just a fact of living on Vancouver Island? Do you think it's a big hassle having to deal with the ferries, or is it just a fact of island life?
Well, that depends.
On?
The summer.
You guys look like you're hunkered
time
down
of
here
year.
pretty good. Are you planning on a long wait? You've come really early.
Yes.
Okay, so how inconvenient is that for you?
Good.
It's good?
I
You
guess
don't mind
so.
hanging out? You're doing your mom's hair?
Yeah.
So it's just a part of life then?
Yes.
Just a fact of life, especially when you don't have to foot the bill. Your mom's still doing it. You get to hang out in the car and have some quality family time while you're waiting in line at BC Ferries. For motorcyclists, it's quite different. Is it a hassle traveling on BC Ferries?
No, it's very easy because the motorcycles go right to the front of the line and they load first and they get off first. So,
Okay, what about traveling by car? Have you ever had to do that?
oh, all the time, yeah.
And same story, you don't mind it, or?
I don't mind it now because we're retired and there's no big rush to get anywhere. So
Must be
we live
nice.
in a beautiful place, so you just relax and enjoy the sun.
Okay, what about you, sir? Is it inconvenient or just a fact of life trying to get to and from the island?
It's a bit expensive, but other than that, it's not inconvenient. We live in North Van, which is just 15 minutes from Horseshoe Bay, so we can just run it, get up on the bike or the car, run down the road, and we're there. So
Nice. I think they really got it going on. They're traveling by motorcycles and they're seniors. That's the way to use BC Ferries. Not the case for everybody, though. Is BC Ferries a major inconvenience as far as you're concerned in island life, or just the way it is?
Well, it is the way it is, but it is an inconvenience.
What's the most inconvenient thing about it?
The fares. It's a little pricey. You know what? And when we live here, and it's our highway, so you know what? We should get a little bit of a break being from the island. You know, I think that's probably the biggest thing. Times I don't think that they run them late enough on the weekends.
Okay.
That's an inconvenience.
How often do you make the trip over?
Oh, at least once or twice a month.
Wow. Adds
It's a lot.
up. And then the
Absolutely.
time. I mean, how much time do you think you have to get here in
It's
advance?
a day. Like if you're going to go to Vancouver and just do a couple of things, it's a full day event, you know? So you got to be here about an hour before, and that's if you're not making a reservation. And then even if you do make a reservation, you have to be here 45 minutes before. So
Okay, you see some room for improvements.
absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
You're going to see a lot of improvements here on Shaw TV Channel 4 beginning on October the 15th. We've been working hard behind the scenes on some new national programs, one of which is called Cooking with Fire. Cooking with Fire premieres on Shaw TV all over Vancouver Island on Monday, October the 15th at noon, or you can catch it on Tuesday, October the 16th at 9 p.m. And once again, that's on Shaw TV stations all across Vancouver Island. You are watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. I'm Kait Bergen, and today we're at Departure Bay Ferry Terminal, just looking at different opinions. Is ferry fare too expensive? Is it too inconvenient? Or is it just a part of living on this beautiful island that so many of us call home? We'll be back with more from Departure Bay later on this edition of Go, but in the meantime, we're going to head down to Victoria. You don't need a ferry for that. Airport disasters, they don't happen often, but when they do, it is of course a tragic. Nikki Iwanishin looks at the safety measures that are in place at the Victoria Airport. You're watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. There's some folks here in the lineup at Departure Bay Ferry Terminal trying to get off the island, which sometimes when you live here is necessity or it's a pleasure or whatever it is. Whatever the reason, it usually comes with lots of complaints. People love to complain about BC Ferries. So maybe we should start asking people what they think could make BC Ferries better. What could they improve?
I don't love to complain. BC Ferries is just fine, except that we all have to stay on the island now because we can't apply for bank loans to ride the ferries. So if they could fix something, how about if they make it affordable to the populace?
Okay, good point. As he's got a car full of people, that's an expensive carload going over on BC Ferries. In debt for years, he says. So we are looking at ways that people, ideas that people have on how you can improve BC Ferries. How could they make this service better?
I have no idea. Maybe the times on the internet should probably be a little bit more accurate.
Oh, so you don't think they stick to their schedule?
Well, we Googled it and said it was 12:30, but it's actually 12:50.
Okay, you sure you had the right ferry terminal?
Probably not.
Thank you very much. Stas is working behind the camera today, and if he could have his say, which he does off camera quite often, he says that there should not even be 2 terminals in Nanaimo. Maybe 1 terminal is the way to go, because maybe those folks were looking at Duke Point instead of Departure Bay. We're looking at ideas on how we can make the BC Ferry service better. What do you think would be the one thing that would improve service the most?
Cheaper rates.
Okay.
It's too expensive to go back and forth.
All right, and on that note, she's got to go. The ferry has arrived. I think it might be on time for a 12:50, not a 12:30. You are watching Go Island on Shaw TV Channel 4. We're going to take a road trip now, and yes, you need to catch a ferry for this one. It's over to Salt Spring Island with James Green. The family that used to run Duthie's Bookshop is now creating a public gallery on their own property. Salt Spring Island, our next road trip. Whether it's to and from Salt Spring Island to Vancouver Island or from here over to the mainland, most likely you're going to travel on BC Ferries. To avoid any frustrations, to keep your travel pleasant, it's highly recommended that you visit the website bcferries.com before you leave. That way you can keep up to date on any current conditions or any changes to schedules. Keep in mind there is a new schedule now at Duke Point that took into effect on October the 9th. On Tuesday, October 9th, a new schedule in effect at Duke Point. So you know what? Once you get there and you're settled and you know you're going to get onto the ferry, reservation is always a good idea. It's gorgeous. Just look at that as a little mini cruise ship. Sit back and enjoy the ride. Thanks for watching this edition of Go Island. We'll see you next time.